Yeah, NAFTA should never happen, or CAFTA, or the TPA, and that's one of the things that the Republicans and Democrats are all in bed on. That's what's destroying us more than anything economically.
The business class in this country is a problem. They're worse than the robber barons ever were. The top 5% of this country is sucking in the majority of the wealth, dictating policy, and creating a footprint across this globe. And they've shipped out more jobs than we can actually replace. And that's why our economy is where it is. But most Americans don't want to face that because we kind of bow down and worship big business. We look at those people as captains of industry and smarter than we are. And those are people to be praised when those are the very people who are taking the money out of your pocket. It's sad.
They're still smarter than us. That's the problem.
I have a saying, the international bankers, they rob, rule, and ruin. And we need to get decentralized banking and bring it back to local, areas and let them trade locally in whatever quantity they want to trade in.
Hey, agreed. No problem with it, man. But no matter what, if the pain gets too much and we're producing way more people who feel like they're losers and not winners in the society, all of us are going to feel that pain because at that point, you're always looking over your shoulder for the have-nots. So a society that produces too many have-nots is in trouble, and that's where we are now. So
the last 8 years, we produced a lot of
American people,
a lot of have-nots, and the 1% got richer and richer. I mean, it's crazy how rich the 5% got in the last 8-10 years since the banking crisis, man. The bankers got bailed out.
And people will tell you Obama is a socialist. Obama loves Wall Street.
He's an empty suit for Wall Street.
Obama's campaign was funded by those people, but they think it was the internet and $4 and $8 donations. So he got his money from Goldman like the rest of them.
Hillary, same thing.
Same thing.
Hillary just followed his
footsteps. And Trump has some of the same type of liabilities as well. There are people who he knows he has to kind of kowtow to, and at a certain, like his biggest donor right now is Woody Johnson, the guy who owns the New York Jets. Most people tell you Trump doesn't have any campaign fundraising. He's spending all his own money. But if you actually look deeper, you'll see that he has some big billionaires behind him as well. Woody Johnson is the first one, owner of the New York Jets. Look it up. I'm not here to make up things.
He just raised $82 million last month.
Really, between Hillary and Trumpzilla, there's not much difference. And if you think that either one of these people are going to get us out of the mess we're in, I don't know. You've been smoking this stuff that's laced, man.
Well, I think Trump gets us into more trouble because he'll be more reliant on his advisors and the people who've been there.
Bad, man.
Well, this is the thing. Hillary knows where the bodies are buried. She knows the process. We kind of know what she's going to do. It'll be just like Obama. Maybe she'll get us in a war. With Trump, he's dependent on all of the people who are around him, the advisors who've been there 40 years. Remember, all of the advisors are going to be there for 30, 40 years. A president's only there 4 to 8. The advisors put the options in front of you. They brief you on world conditions. They determine what you decide. They put the options in front of you. Those are the scary people, not the president.
The president. The presidency is used as their manipulation tool. And, it really doesn't matter which one of the two get in because they're going to manipulate either of them one way or another. They'll manipulate Trump through the Congress and through the media, and Hillary is part of their program. So, I mean, they want Hillary in there. I mean, it's the way it is.
She's been there too long. Look, a couple of Republican billionaires switched over to Hillary. Yeah, I think Paul Singer and a few
Oh
other.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. They control. They control. They don't control Trump as much as they control Hillary, and that's why they don't really want to win.
And we go back to that.
Do you really
that
think
great
he's going to make any difference?
What's the guy's name from Texas? The white comedian. I can't think of his name. But he died from cancer. He's a great comedian.
George Carlin. George Carlin.
The other guy. No, not Carlin. It's another guy. He was only around for a few years. He was really, really good, though. But his joke was, on day one, they bring the president in. They show him a secret angle of the Zapruder film and say, okay, you want to go to Dallas or you want to follow orders? So, I mean,
yeah, that's. I hear what you're saying, and that's the quagmire we're in. We're in this giant quagmire. There's really the only solution is that what Colorado's doing and what Washington's doing is get strong alliances in your state, try to take back your local politics, and say no to the district of corruption.
Well, this country is going to change, and I think it will get better in the next few years.
Yeah,
just because
I think
there's information available. It's so much info available, they can't run the same tricks that they used to. And at a certain point, the 1% is going to get too greedy, and they're going to overreach, and there's going to be some kind of reformation. I think. I might be hopefully thinking, but that's what I think. I think
that's a good hopeful thinking. I think they got us in World War III already. I think by 2020, it's going to be pretty wide scale.
Well, war is the way to stay in office.
And you know what? I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong. But I feel that because wars put the economy back into full gear, and the winner can set their own things like they did with Bretton Woods, and put the dollar on top. And it's anybody listening, please research Bretton Woods. That is a great story for you to understand how politics work on a worldwide scale. When we got off the gold standard, we cut up the territory of the world and decided how things would run. And the former colonial areas that we used to have to actually govern by having a person there, we now govern by economic, liabilities through the IMF, the World Bank, and everything else. But look at what he just told you, that Bretton Woods Conference. It is a huge moment in human history. It is significant. And in 1933, President Roosevelt said you can't turn in your gold pieces. You can't own gold anymore. I mean, that was like a huge moment too. It's like, what? Americans can't own gold? I mean, we grew up with trading gold and silver. And that's what did they wrap it in? It's
a patriotic thing to do. Turning your gold for the country. Patriotic thing to do.
Yeah, it was crazy crap, man. That's what the banksters do. But and now we run the printing press, and we'll tell them what to do with our paper print money. That's we'll throw $400 million to Iraq and get some hostages. Oh wait, it's only $400 million. Our football and baseball players get $800 million contracts. So what's the difference?
All right, you're back on.
Well, that's nothing.
We got who just came back on?
That might be Jeremy.
All right, sounds like Jeremy. Is that you?
Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was driving through with no service.
No problem.
That's okay. Hey, listen, I just want to remind everybody that we're on every Friday from 9 to 11. So we can continue this. Don't be shy. Be like Naj and Ed. Keep calling up.
Yeah, I just wanted to call and say I really appreciated you guys' viewpoints.
No, I'm not saying we're getting off the air. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying sometimes it's really boring because it's only me and Felix,
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, don't worry. Trump will take care of that for you. He's gonna say something next week too, so he'll keep you guys with topics. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I mean, people are looking for sources of information. They're
Hey,
tired
listen.
of listening to Fox and MSNBC, and they're
That's
saying the same old, same old.
Hey guys, that's why when I wrote up the blurb for Blog Talk, I said the World Health Organization came across a new disease, foot and mouth disease. Okay, so
Yeah, I like that. I saw that. I says I get a call tonight, man. I don't call all the time, but I do call now and then. It's like that was a good one. I like that one.
it pays to be an English
hold on.
major.
Let me ask a question. I think everybody on this call can handle a Gold Star military family situation better than he did.
Without a doubt.
No other answer besides,
Yeah.
thank you for your service. We really appreciate it. I don't want to get into anything with them. We disagree on a couple of things, but I really appreciate.
First of all,
family.
he's picking on two.
But Trump's a hard-ass New Yorker. and
You know,
and a lot of hard-ass New Yorkers would be like that.
Hey Ed, he's picking on two very learned people. Okay, I'm not saying that anybody who didn't go to college is not learned, but they both went to college. He's a lawyer. She herself said, anytime she talks about her son, and I'm sure that for many families who have lost loved ones in wars, anytime they talk about their son or daughter who is deceased, they choke up and they start to cry. Okay, and she just couldn't do that in front of strangers like that.
If I could jump in real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's an interesting point you're talking about. So, if you look at the statistics, actually, we're paying a lot tax dollars to have a crazy amount of people going to college that either drop out or
can't find jobs.
Don't do anything with the degree. So we're actually paying for way too many people to be going to college because there's not that many jobs out there for people that actually graduate. Instead, we should be, from my perspective, we should be making the colleges be responsible for all the tax dollars that were given to the universities. And if the failing kids are not making sure they're okay, then I think that the university should be at fault instead of the taxpayers who are just throwing money away.
You mean they'll have to take money out of their football programs and their $10 million a year football coaches and all that stuff?
Yeah, really.
Are you crazy? That's why they use them. They bring them in there so they can take money from all them idiots.
Yeah, taxes are a small part of college's budget. The actual money comes from them raising tuition all the time. So,
and the loans, but the taxes is the loans. The loans, the unanswered loans are one of the biggest things that are going on in this country.
Guys,
and
I want to...
They got these $10 million a year football coaches and everything else that goes along with them.
Listen, I want to share...
That's nothing.
Time out. I want to...
I know it's not nothing, but it's part of the system. A lot of them.
That money's there. It's the debt that they
saddle
the students with.
I hear you.
Naj, Ed, Jeremy, listen up. I got to share a joke with you, okay?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go
ahead.
Lawyer has a leak in his basement, okay? And he calls up the plumber, and the plumber says, I can have my crew here. What happened?
Hello? Everybody there?
Is anyone there?
I got a bike gang just rolled by me. I'm going to go back inside. I got a bike gang riding by.
Okay.
All right, I was wondering what the heck that was.
But
sorry, that was me.
The plumber says, I can have a crew here tomorrow at 8, and we'll take care of it. Well, 2 men show up at 8 o'clock. They work for 45 minutes, not even an hour. Everything is fixed. They give the lawyer the bill, $645. The lawyer says, wait a second. I'm a lawyer. I don't even make $645 an hour. The plumber looks at him with very straight face and says, when I was a lawyer, I didn't make that kind of money either. The bottom line is we are so wound up with college degrees. What's wrong with training people who are handy to become electricians, to become